literally like 12 hours away from me heading to the airport to fly to Thailand. It's an aspirational trip that I've waited about a year now to go on. I put my first deposit down on this trip in January, and I first heard about the tour, I think, about a year ago. And I'm super excited to meet Kendall and all the other people on the tour. It's going to be a long behind flight. I am looking forward to taking y'all along with me, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I'm going to be in the air for like 10 to 12 hours and having a bunch of like gaps in time where like time zones are changing, and it's going to be overwhelming, but you know what? It's going to be a good overwhelming. I am packed. All of my stuff is in my carry-on. I get to check it for free because United filled the plane, and I just have my personal item I'm going to take with me, which is my backpack. You've probably seen it in some of my other content. And that's what I'm bringing. I'm bringing a carry-on and a backpack for a 13-day trip. And I am maybe a little nervous. A little nervous. Yeah, we're going to say that. Because I am going to have to rely on doing laundry, which I've never had to do on a trip, period, but let alone a trip in a foreign country that I don't speak the language. Thankfully, one of the guys on the tour that I'm on lives in Thailand right now, and he has provided us with the contact information to get laundry done, which I'm definitely gonna have to do at least once because I packed about 5 days worth of clothes. So I'm gonna have to do laundry at least once in order to have enough to get me through. And I am going to be charging my laptop tonight so that I can do some homework on the train ride to the airport, do some homework on the airplane, and get some content creation out of the way, work on some new projects I'm working on, and just overall try to survive. It's going to be amazing. But I'm feeling it now. It feels very real. It feels very intense, and I'm excited, but I'm gonna need some luck. So I know you're gonna be watching this after my trip, or at least not right now. You're gonna be watching it in a few days probably, and just wish me luck in retrospect. But yes, I'm excited to take y'all along, and I hope you enjoy my trip. I am officially in Tokyo, Japan. This is day 2 of travel. I guess I haven't updated y'all, but when I got to the Salt Lake airport on the 14th, I was at Starbucks getting my obligatory pre-flight drink when I got a notification from United Airlines, which I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see it, but it was an auto-generated, like, it popped up. I was like, I'm just going to have to read this. And my flight got delayed. So my flight from Salt Lake to San Francisco got delayed several hours. Like, it was not going to take off for, like, 5 hours after when it was initially supposed to. So I was going to completely miss my connection in San Francisco to head over to Asia and then head to Bangkok. And so I was like, oh heck, I don't want to troubleshoot this right now. So like I texted Kendall, the tour guide, and I was like, hey, like what the heck am I supposed to do? Like I have never taken an international flight. I've never been in a position where I have to navigate like multiple connections in multiple countries. Like this is confusing. And I worked with one gate agent, and he was like so unhelpful, was like, I can put you in Denver overnight and then you can fly to Europe and then on to Bangkok, and I'm not going to provide you any kind of compensation or any other help besides that. And I was like, this is a mechanical issue. Technically this is on y'all. But anyway, I talked to a second gate agent, and she was so much more helpful, and she helped me out, and thankfully we got it fixed. I got put on the next available flight, which still unfortunately was 12 hours later. So I spent 14 hours in the Salt Lake airport the other day, and I still am not in Bangkok, you know? Like 2 days later, I am exhausted. The only sleep I've gotten really has been on planes. I'm in Tokyo right now. This is my third location that I've been. Um, I'm exhausted. I really want to sleep in a bed. I really, really want to sleep in a bed. Um, but I still have to wait for my flight from Tokyo to Bangkok, and then I have to get to Bangkok and get to my hotel. And the day and a half of earliness that I was going to have in going to Bangkok before the tour starts is pretty much all gone. Like, I'm going to get there, I think, Saturday night, and the tour starts Sunday morning. Like, I lost all that extra time I had, which is really unfortunate because I actually had, like, things I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to get acclimated to Bangkok on my own before I joined the group tour, just so I could kind of have a little bit of a footing on the ground before I try to, like, seriously be, like, involved in Bangkok. So I'm a little nervous. I am a little tired of eating airport food and sleeping on planes. But the food that I had on my flight to Tokyo, I took an ANA flight. That's what they put me on. I was originally going to fly Thai Air, and then the flight they put me on instead was ANA. The food actually wasn't bad. Like, it was my first time eating a meal on a plane, which was kind of an aspirational thing for me. I wanted to do that. And the food was actually really good. Like, I can't complain about the food, especially considering the fact that, like, it was on a plane, you know, in economy class. So I don't mind it. I thought it was good. The plane was really hot, like, really, really hot. And it was so dry. Like, every time I'd wake up, because I would sleep for, like, a couple hours at a time, because it was an 11-hour flight. So I'd sleep for a couple hours at a time, wake up for maybe 30 or 45 minutes, drink something. I woke up for the meal. I watched part of a movie. But every time I'd wake up, like, I would just be so dehydrated. And even now, like, I still need to, like, work on rehydrating before I get on the plane to Bangkok. Because that's, like, I think a 3 or 4 hour flight. And I do not want to be incredibly dehydrated when I reach Bangkok. Because I got to hit the ground running with how late I'm going to get there. But, yeah, it's been a stressful couple of days of travel. I was not at all anticipating any of this, was not preparing for any of this. I thought it was going to be a lot simpler than this, and of course it wasn't. But, you know, I'm grateful that I am at least almost there, and I'm grateful for my tour group who have been cool. They've been updating me on their travels to Bangkok. Kendall's been supportive in, you know, making sure that I have my ducks in my row. And it's just like... but I'm going to enjoy Thailand. It's going to be a great trip, and I'm glad to take y'all along with it. Thailand. I have spent today as the first full day of the tour going around to some markets, exploring, getting to know the group. We went out to eat, and I've had some free time to myself now tonight. I didn't really know what to do with it other than the fact that I'm still avoiding my homework. But I worked on a digital product I'm working on creating, which I'm excited to continue to create and hopefully eventually launch. I was working on some just videos and working on some reels, and then I decided to get a Thai massage, and it was both the best and worst decision I could have made. Worst because I've never had a massage, period. Like, not at all. None. Zero. This is how many massages I've had. Zero. And so I didn't know what to expect. Like, because I've heard very varying stories on what kind of experience you get with a massage. And mine was okay. She did keep, like, in mind my modesty. Like, I didn't want to be, like, showing everything. I just was really uncomfortable with that. But she, like, was, like, mindful of that, which was good. I appreciated that. And I got this massage done. And so I have pretty severe scoliosis, and it creates, like, a deformity with my shoulder. And so you can, like, tell if you see me in person, my shoulders are uneven. One of them sticks out of my back weird, and that's just because it's been dislocated by my spine moving. And I didn't know how to explain to her in Thai and, like, be like, hey, yeah, like, by the way, my shoulder's gonna look weird and it's gonna feel weird when you massage it because it's not in the place it's supposed to be in. And so she was like massaging that shoulder, and she was like kind of going over it like several times, kind of repeatedly, like in the same motion. And she kept doing that, like as the different phases of the massage would go on, she would go back to that shoulder and kind of just feel it out a little. And I could tell she was like very intrigued and confused by why my shoulder felt the way it did. Because I mean, she spends her entire day giving massages, but my shoulder is just built weird because of how my spine is built. And I had no way of explaining that to her and being like, oh yeah, by the way, don't worry, it's not a knot. It's actually my shoulder is just in the wrong place. But she was just like, I could tell she was so confused by that. But she was nice, and she gave me a nice massage, had oil, so my skin is now nice and moisturized. If I'm not being moisturized enough by the incredible amount of sweat that I'm sweating, I think that a lot of the people on the tour are having a hard time with the humidity. I grew up in the mid-Atlantic East Coast, and so I grew up with 3 months out of the year we have like 90+% humidity. So like this is like home. Like I feel like I'm back at home. Like honestly, the temperature resembles July in Delaware a lot, and the humidity and all of that. The only difference is it's late September, and so it doesn't feel like this in Delaware right now, but it's a very similar feeling to like the heat of the summer in Delaware. So I'm very sweaty, very, very, very sweaty. Um, it's just hot. It's hot and humid. But I'm enjoying it. I got to eat some really awesome fruit. Our tour guide through Trepid is like so amazing. I got to try durian, which I've never had before. That was interesting. I'm gonna post a reel about it of just my pure honest reaction. The texture is weird. The taste is not bad. And ours was really fresh, so it didn't smell super bad either, which was good because I've heard the longer it sits, the smellier it gets. That kind of rhymed. I also tried rambutan, which I don't think I've ever had before, but it was very, very good. Like I brought some back home to the hotel room to eat later. I'm probably gonna snack on them when I'm done recording this part of the video. And I had a mangosteen, and that was really good too. That one I didn't like as much because you're supposed to chew and eat the seed, but the seed is kind of bitter, and so I didn't really appreciate that. It kind of felt like eating a lemon rind almost, like the taste almost. But the rambutan was very, very good. I did enjoy the rambutan. I'm trying to think of what else I had. I also had it's a small yellow, almost potato-looking fruit. And I know the name. It starts with an L. I cannot remember it now that I'm trying to tell you. But yes, small, yellow, with brown spots, fruit. You peel the skin off, and it's like a slightly translucent white flesh. And that's pretty good. I did really enjoy that as well. Moral of the story is Kate likes fruit. That's the moral of the story. I love fruit. I'm in heaven here in Thailand. I hope I get to go to another market at some point and get some fruit and bring it back to the room because I want to be enjoying this fruit on my own time. And what's nice about with Kendall and her tour is she gave us each 3 challenges. And so one of mine is to take public transit. So I will be taking public transit somewhere to see a market and get myself probably some rambutan because it's so good and I love it. My other challenges were to have a Thai-style dinner, which we did the first night we were here. Sunday when the tour started, we had a Thai-style dinner at a restaurant, basically just sharing food, which, I don't know, is kind of like an ick for me, but also not really because I grew up in the Mid-Atlantic, so potlucks are just a thing. Like, everybody goes to potlucks, everybody has potlucks. Like, it's just, potlucks are a thing. And so, like, I was kind of used to sharing food, but this was also the first time I was meeting the majority of these people. And like a couple of them had followed me on Instagram beforehand, but none of them had really reached out. I hadn't really reached out to any of them. So really going into it, it was like I am sharing dinner, like sharing food with a bunch of strangers, which is a little it was a little messy in my brain. But I got over it and it was fun and I had a good night. And then my third challenge is to order tom sum from a street vendor, which I still have to find. I'm finding it's not an extremely common dish. You know, there's pad thai, there's stir fry, like those I find a lot, but I'm not finding tom sum a lot, and so I've really got to search to find that, and I'm gonna hopefully get that. Um, but that's kind of an update on how Thailand's going. Um, I unplugged my lamp to charge my phone and I never plugged it back in, so that's why it's a little dark. But also, the room doesn't have an overhead light and it's sunset. So I might head downstairs, get some pictures of the sunset, and continue to work. I'm going to record a podcast episode tonight so that that's ready for Thursday because I did not prepare ahead of time. um, I probably should have. I mentioned that to one of the people on the tour who I was telling about how I'm trying to start a podcast, which you should definitely check out, and I will definitely link. Um, but I mentioned that I did not pre-record an episode for this week. Um, I think I had probably planned on doing that in the like 2 days I was supposed to have before the tour started, but that got knocked out when my travel plans got completely wrecked. And I will definitely be making a video on that once I figure out what I'm doing about it, because it's just a hot mess express right now with United, and I'm trying to figure out what the compromise is going to be about the fact that I was in an airport for 14 hours and had to reschedule literally everything pre-tour. It just was a hot mess express. But that's the update. I hope that this is insightful and that you enjoy my videos, and I hope that you give my podcast episode a listen. I hope that you follow me on Instagram, and I hope that you enjoy my wild adventures. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from y'all. Peace. Right, so it is the 23rd here in Thailand. No, it's not. It's the 24th. It's the 23rd. I'm looking at my computer. Okay. It's the 24th here in Thailand. I have been out of the States for about 10 days. Time zone differences, that kind of throws things off. But I'm done my tour. The tour ended last night. Oh yes, I got my nails done. They're new. Set. I got the acrylic filled in, and I got new polish, new gel polish, and stars on my finger. Um, but yes, I'm in Chiang Mai right now. I probably won't be when you're seeing this video because I am going to be moving around a lot in the next couple of days. I go back to Bangkok, and then I fly to Japan, and then I fly to the United States, and I'm just going to be all over the globe the next couple of days. But the tour was amazing. I included some footage from it. I did not do a good job getting a lot of landscape footage to upload for my YouTube vlog.
And I do apologize for that. I got a lot of vertical footage, which I am using to do reels. So if you want to see a lot more Thailand content, do go to my Instagram. I will link that in the bio, or I will link that in the description of this video as well as my bio here on YouTube. So do go check that out. Um, I am really glad I got to take this trip. It's been life-changing. It's totally changed my perspective of how I view my life. I've gotten to have so many amazing experiences, like a food tour that was awesome, multiple food tours that were awesome. I got to meet really amazing people. I got to finally meet Kendall. She's amazing. I splurged and got a couple really nice things. Like I got two pairs of cotton pants while I've been here, and they're both really pretty. I like them both. Um, and I'm excited to take photos when I get back home of the things I got, and I'm excited to continue my podcast. I have released an episode since being in Thailand. There's going to be another episode that's going to upload next Thursday, um, and you should definitely check those out as well. And I'm just so thankful to have had this experience and to have gotten to be here in Thailand and be on this group tour, Kendall's first ever group tour. And I really want to go on another one of her group tours, but it just the timing doesn't line up with a trip I already had planned for my brother's graduation. But it's okay. I will probably be working with her with group coaching in order to plan my own trip to Morocco in 2024. I have a lot of things still to do while I'm here. I want to go back to this ice cream shop I went to while I was in Bangkok and get some soy sauce ice cream again. But also I have a lot of things to do when I get back home. I have to catch up on homework. I totally neglected that while I was here in Thailand. Uh, Kind of, sort of intentionally. I didn't really want to do homework, even though I knew it was probably smart to do homework. I have kind of realized that I don't want to be in nursing school, and I will be making a video on that coming soon. But yeah, I have to hurry up and head to dinner. My last night here in Chiang Mai, and then I'm going back to Bangkok, and then flying all over the place to go home. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for keeping up with my wild adventures. And like I said, hope you check out my Instagram, hope you check out my podcast, and I'll see you in the next one.